shit. We live. We live.
Yo, are we finally on?
Hey man, fuck you.
Hey, are we? You put it on YouTube or what?
Yeah, we live on YouTube, Slim. It's all the way live. Unfortunately. Welcome to Streets is Talking Podcast. This is episode 3. With my man Mori. The last time we was on air, he had his beard all fluffed out. That beard game mad as shit. So I went and got me some shea butter, squirrel piss, and rubbed it on my face. My shit came out nice and full.
is that why you wearing that goddamn beard?
See, I can't grow a full beard like this. My shit be looking all patched up like Beanie Siegel. So I had to go ahead and I'm gonna get in the beard game matter myself. I'm gonna get in that group and I'm gonna be able to post and have all the fat desperate hoes compliment me on my beard and shit like that. This is the podcast that many of you all have been asking for. Well, shit, ain't nobody really asked for this shit. This is some shit Mori wanted to do. And then
no, people have been asking for about 3 years ago when I had the trip about women page.
For years, and then you went off and did some shit, and then I went off and did some shit, and then we never did this. Right. So everybody on your page that has listened to you throughout the years, talk that bullshit. This is your chance right now.
Let's go.
Ask questions.
Let's go. Get the women ahead so we can give them some sound advice. Get the scenarios rolling.
We're gonna ask it in a way. We got some people watching on the we got one viewer. I don't know who the fuck that is. And if you want, you could just simply hit us in the chat or hit us in our inbox if you want to be on the show. And then what we'll do is we'll send you ladies the link. We only take ladies tonight because we are doing a public service for women out here who don't know why the fuck their relationships is fucked up and can't take responsibility for it. So I'm gonna plug up my mic real quick. Let me make sure. Can you hear me? You can hear me, can't you?
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I got my mic on. I pay for this motherfucker. I might as well use it. We're gonna answer some questions. I've already gotten a few in my inbox that I've been asked to answer, and what happens is Mori is going to. I'm gonna let Mori take a crack at the answer first. Because see, if you know anything about me and Mori's history, I used to go and troll Mori's page. I go troll everybody's fucking page, and Mori be on his, relationship guru shit, and I be trying to throw a monkey wrench in his program by saying some off the wall shit. It be real, but it's not. It's not articulated in the way Mori would do it. Right. And it became a thing between me and him. We would laugh at the responses of the women because I would be pissing them the fuck off. And then we were like, man, we need to do something like that. But we never did because, Mori light skin. He like to go off and do shit on his own. So now we back here. We going to do this shit tonight. This might be a one-time thing depending on how the fuck this goes. I don't think it's going to be I really don't think it's gonna be a one-time thing.
Hey, look, just to give the backstory for real, we did have some response because I got a lot of response on that page about me and you doing something. That was like 3-4 years ago. How people hated you and loved you at the same time. Where I come from, the coaching, the professional side of things, and that's what the whole MR went on to write the book, Renegade Relationship. Got to point that out, unlike you did last time, little fucker. Renegade Relationship, get it on Amazon and tune into the podcast, Routes and Relationships.
Look, you're the perfect person to pitch your shit on here. So if it's some shit you want to pitch, because we got a couple of sponsors this week. And midway through the show, we got to give a shout out to our sponsors. But, we're not going to
real quick
go back and forth.
You can't lean over like that because your beard was falling off when it's and you see the side.
Right. Hold on, I got to straighten this shit out, man, because my beard butter is working kind of on the thick beard side of the game. So we're not gonna keep going at you all and going back and forth. We're gonna start answering these motherfucking questions because I know y'all got a lot of stupid ass fucking questions that really, really don't require more than common sense. But because you all are so goddamn dumb, we're gonna answer them as honestly as possible. Okay, so More, we're gonna kick it off. You gonna go first.
All right, you want me to read the question?
You can read the question, the question that I sent you earlier. Go ahead and read that one off, and I'll grab the other ones that's coming in my inbox.
All right. First question we got.
Okay.
You must have copied and pasted this shit. Can I read it verbatim how you told me, or should I just paraphrase
it verbatim? Because she is watching the show. And I really gave her the business about that motherfucking question because I can't answer no motherfucking question when you motherfucking type like a third grader. So
the question actually reads like this. Why did that a woman can give her man in the world and he still cheats? Now I deciphered that shit as saying why does a woman give her man the world and he still go out and cheat?
You want to take a crack at it first? Yeah, you should take a crack at it first.
That's a fairly simple one. The basic level, and all women need to know this. All women need to know this. And it's true in every aspect of a man's life. Men like new things, whether it's a business opportunity, whether it's a job, whether it's new shoes, a new car, or even some pussy. Men just like new things. That's it. The problem is when they get caught up in this newness, it pushes their relationship to the back burner. But the basic, to answer her question directly, men just like something new. They're not going to, they don't want to leave you. They just want to come put their toe in the water, go over here real quick and come right back home. So no matter what you do, the only thing that's going to stop a man from cheating is himself. The respect and how he values himself and the values of the relationship. There's nothing a woman can do. I hope that made sense, as short and direct and sincere as that was. And I hope is she on? Is she listening? Whoever wrote that question?
She listening. She listening. She listened to that pussy ass answer because that was pussy.
But it's real. It's at the end of the day, it's very simple. But see, men can be in a job for 20 years. They can have a business for 20 years. 5 years into it, they're gonna start another business. Whether it fails or not, they're gonna start off for a year or two just to see if it works. If it make money, then they're gonna continue doing it. If not, they're gonna give it to stop doing it. But they're gonna try it. That's the thing. Whatever it is, they can have a good ass running car for 10 years. All of a sudden they get this itch, they got to get the new wheels. It's just how men function. They just want something new. They don't love you any less. They're gonna still come right back home. It's just the newness of everything that men want. That's why you can give your man the world and he will still cheat.
I'm letting you finish because I want you to get that old moist ass out the way because
that's the renegade relationship. It's in the book, bro. And I'm telling you, that's just the truth.
Renegade relationship, but that's not a world according to me. Ladies,
here we go.
Your motherfucking notebook pads out.
What? Hey, ladies, I'll clean this up after he says this shit.
I'm gonna give you some real shit. Okay. First of all, let's break that question down, or at least try to in at least 7th or 8th grade level where we can understand the question. Now, what I think she was trying to say is, hold on, somebody asked me for a question. What she was trying to say was, why is it that a woman can give a man the world and he still cheats? Let's break that down for a second. First of all, who the fuck told you what you doing is consistent with giving a man the world? Who told you that? What's the guideline? What book or what format are you following that says that you've met the criteria for giving a man the world? See, a lot of women who ask this question are very arrogant and egotistical. They think that because they cook, they're giving him the word. They're satisfying his appetite. Bitch, you can't cook. They think because they having sex with a man that it should be good enough for me. Bitch, you ride dick like a fat chick who always wearing a white t-shirt and sleep in front of a fan. What you doing may not be consistent with giving him the world. Now, when you say you giving him the world, are you giving him the world based on what he has communicated explicitly, what he needs from his woman in order to be content? Or are you basing it on what you think he wants or what you think he needs? I had this conversation, the same conversation last night with a young lady. And what I said was this. A person that's full, who has went over to grandma's house for Thanksgiving and piled on steak and piled on turkey and piled on ham and piled on stuffing and piled on greens and piled on cranberry sauce and piled on gravy and piled on mashed potatoes, and they eat it all down. What happens on Thanksgiving? You're so full, you can't eat nothing else, and you go to sleep. Nobody that eats that full plate and that are completely full is looking at her take a roast out of the oven and be like, oh, I gotta have some of that. No, you can't eat it because there's no room for it. The only way there's gonna be room for you to partake in that is if you didn't completely fill up. You got room for it. I try to equate that in relationships. If your man has the desire to go be with another woman, that is very well possible that some in a relationship ain't being met, because that's the fallacy. Okay, hold on, it's back. That's what you all say when you go cheat, that I cheated because it was something that I was missing in a relationship. That's what women say. Well, why isn't it possible that when men cheat, we cheat because there's something missing in a relationship? We're not full. You don't complete us. And we're going out and we're looking for that feeling of being full. Why can't that be the same application to men? Maybe you ain't doing what you think you fucking doing. Go ahead. Go ahead, nigga.
Let me throw the cold water in your face. I see where you're going with this, but I've interviewed couples individually where men have told me that his woman does everything for him. He would be devastated if he lost her, but he still has this insatiable desire.
You gotta have them hoes
to be with other women. We're not talking about an affair, because that's you're speaking directly to an affair when they want to go out, meet somebody else, fuck somebody else, and they end up seeing somebody else. That means they're not being filled up in their current relationship. What she was saying was she's giving her man everything. Where I've interviewed men, they said, "Yeah, my woman gives me everything. I have nothing to complain about." But
that's not something you can paint it with a broad brush. A lot of times, those men who are saying that shit to you then got caught, and they had some kind of regret, and they're trying to take responsibility. And they're trying to say whatever the fuck it sounds to quiet their conscience. But the reality of it is, in the moment, look, I'm telling you, we're both men, but if a man is getting everything he wants, physically, mentally, and emotionally, the desire for him to be with another woman is less. I'm not going to say it's absent, because he's not blind. He's going to find other women attractive. His imagination might wander. But at the end of the day, no man with drained balls is trying to go fuck. No man with a full stomach is trying to go eat. No man who can have a hearty and healthy conversation with his woman where he can laugh, express himself, not be judged for how he feels, is going to feel the need to be sneaking off and talking to another woman. See, what we do is, in this society, we always extract any and all responsibility from women when it comes to a man cheating. We say, well, you could have kept your dick in your pants, or you could have just ended a relationship, went on about your business. We don't ever put that burden on women. Well, when women all the time will say, well, I was missing something at home. How is it that y'all can miss something at home we can't miss nothing at home. How is it that you all can give us everything and we can go cheat, but yet we go out and we bust our ass, we work 2 jobs, we put our women in nice homes, we put our women in nice cars, we take care of them, and they still go out and cheat, and it's always our fault. See, that blame can be shifted either way, and nobody wants to really be the responsibility of saying, I contribute to the relationship's failure. I contribute to creating an environment or creating feelings within my spouse or within my significant other to make them seek out other people. We don't ever want that responsibility. We just want to put the blame on the person that cheats. We don't want to talk about the lazy and lackadaisical sex that we give them. We don't want to care about walking in the house and throwing them a bag of fast food instead of trying to go in the kitchen and making them a meal. We don't want to motherfucking take responsibility in the fact that we create an environment where we try, when they try to talk to us about something, they got to be on guard for what they say, because you're going to take everything they say and fucking run with it and turn it into a negative. Nobody wants the responsibility of that. Everybody likes to be a fucking victim, and nobody likes to be a victim more than a woman in a relationship. So until women take ownership and the fact that maybe your motherfucking ass ain't doing everything for him, you might not be doing everything for him, you might not be giving him everything. It sounds good. It sounds good to hear yourself say it, but does he actually feel that way? And if he says he feel that way, is he just saying it because he don't want to hear your motherfucking mouth, which you know he gonna have to do?
I just listened to you talk for 6 minutes and 17 seconds. Yeah, on that little rant. On that little rant you just did. And it's not, I don't have an issue with it, but you're absolving every guilty party, man or woman, of any accountability, of any responsibility. You're blaming, if a man cheats, you're saying maybe you didn't fill him up, and that's the woman's fault. You can't blame a woman for anything if a man cheats. If she never gave him sex, if she never even gave him any sex, and he's committed to her, and he didn't tell her any differently about their relationship, and he goes out and cheat, that's not her fault. That's the man's fault. He needs to be accountable for his actions, just like you want to blame the woman. The woman needs to be accountable for her actions. So when a woman says, "Let's look at this," giving me any emotion, that's bullshit. You be accountable for your shit too. She has to be accountable. Well, let's look at it.
If that's the case, then let's use an analogy. Today's white person in today's white government, U.S. government,
right,
didn't own slaves. Don't own slaves, but do you or do you not agree that people are suffering as a result of their forebears owning slaves? The government is where it is today because it got hundreds of years of free labor to get a head start. If you're saying that a woman in no situation where a man cheats has responsibility, I find it as being bullshit. If a woman is in a relationship and she wants a man to be committed to her and faithful, then, damn, I'm gonna fuck my head up. She has to be as committed. See, a lot of people think that because you're in a relationship with him or because you married to him, that just automatically by default entitles you. It doesn't.
No, it doesn't. You're right. You're right.
It don't entitle you. You still have to work for the things that you say you want when you say I do, or when you sat down and say, okay, I'm committed to you. If you're not working towards that, then when it happens to you, you can't sit and say, it's not my fault. Yes, the fuck it is, because it's a contract. It is either an implied or it is a written contract that I'm not going to be with anybody else. You're not going to be anybody else. And we're not going to be with anybody else because my needs, I'm going to rely 100% on you to fulfill my needs. You're going to rely on me 100% to fulfill my needs. A man is expected in this society, in this westernized society, to take care of his family, support his children, protect and provide for his woman. Well, that's expected of men. We don't impose no expectations of women because then we say it's a patriarchy. You can't tell a woman what her role is.
Don't combine two shows.
I'm not combining two shows. What I'm saying is that we get comfortable telling men what their roles are. We are discouraged from telling women what their roles are. So at the end of the day, you can't just say, I do everything for my husband, I meet all his needs. If that don't align with his mentality and you're not trying to figure out what his mentality is, instead of telling him where it needs to be, then you're doomed for failure. And you would be submitting questions to me and Mori, talking about, why is it that I do everything for my man and he still go out and cheat? Well, your man like extra pussy. Are you willing to go let another woman fuck him? Y'all gonna do threesomes? Because if that's something that he wants, which I'm not saying that's an excuse, but I'm saying if that's something that he wants, but you're saying you're not willing to do that, then you're not doing everything that he wants. You're not doing everything for him. So stop saying that shit. Because when you say that shit, you're not being fucking honest.
Right. You included a lot there. And one of the things that you're skipping over the process is the basic need, the basic communication need. Because if a woman is doing everything for her man, according to the question, and a man still cheats, maybe you're right on the man may not think that he's being fulfilled on why he cheats, but he still has an accountability and a responsibility to communicate what he is missing. Because men are very simple. They need basic stuff. But it's women are not mind readers, just like men are not mind readers. He has to communicate that to her. Like, I want sincerity, I want loyalty, I want understanding, I want thoughtfulness, I need sex on it 3 times a week, whatever it may be. He needs to communicate that. And 9 times out of 10, I'm not even gonna say numbers, majority, most, not all, of these cheating escapades, there's no communication going on when the rubber hits the road and the guy ends up getting caught and they end up arguing and fighting and found out why they were cheating. He never communicated his needs to her. She never asked him his needs. That's the part where you're skipping over. And
well, no, I didn't skip over. If you heard me,
I heard everything you said. Because I have to pay attention.
You're assuming, which is no communication. You're assuming based on what you're doing that you're doing everything for him. You haven't communicated with him and allow him to communicate to you honestly what he's into, what he wants. I'm not absolving men. We cheat. If we cheated, I'm not absolving us from the cheating. What I'm not willing to do is what a lot of women do and what society does is say, when a man goes out and cheat, that woman ain't got no responsibility because he could have walked away. No bullshit. You got some responsibility because you could have created such an environment that men are about, and this what you want to disagree with. We're all about our peace of mind. Mm-hmm. We're all about our comfort. We're about our peace of mind. When I walk in my house, I want comfort. I want peace of mind. If it's not there, the average man that I know is not going to be content with a lack of comfort and a lack of peace.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, that's how the whole concept of happy hour started. You know how people say, I'm going out for happy hour? That started decades upon decades ago, where men, when they come home, their women are nag, need, kid, this, what do you want, yeah. Where a man just needs 15, 30, maybe an hour just to himself. And if you're absolutely right, men need that peace of mind. And if they're not getting it when they come home after being out in the world for 8 to 10 hours, then he's going to want to stay out. He said, you know what? Before I go home and deal with the yank, kids, dinner, work, problems, bills, he's going to go to the bar and have peace of mind for an hour by himself. And I'm telling women, if they don't appreciate that, if they don't give that man that peace when he first comes home, it's going to go from happy hour to late night to cheating. The problem, we're still having accountability to it, that he needs to communicate how he feels. And I know it's something that men just are either afraid of or can't do, especially black men, but they got to get better at it. They have to be able to tell a woman how they feel. It's not moist. It's not pussy ass for a man to communicate the way he feels to his lady. He has to be able to tell her, like, babe, give me 10 minutes, please.
He has to be able to tell his lady, but at the same time, she has to be receptive to what she's hearing.
Absolutely.
And if she's not receptive to what she's hearing, then what's going to happen is, because see, women have this thing that where they think that you should leave me before you cheat. Fuck, I'm gonna do that for?
No, why would I? No, why would
I do that? Why would I leave you before I could just cheat, go get my nuts somewhere?
Right. Yeah, that's
come back home. It makes it easier to deal with your shit when my balls are empty. So why in the fuck would I risk child support, alimony, losing my house, losing half my motherfucking pension, you not letting me see my motherfucking kids? Why would I risk that when I could just go fuck these hoes where you don't know nothing about it and come back home, relax, and I can deal with your shit better? See, what people don't know, and we're gonna be transparent. We're gonna be transparent on this, Mori. Okay. Me and Mori are both divorcees. So we done seen the bullshit. We know what our bullshit is. We know the bullshit that we've had to contend with. Ladies, you need to listen to us. You can need to listen to one of us. You need to listen to me. But Mori's shit is a little more palatable because what Mori ain't about to do is tell y'all fucking up in this regard. Ladies, if you think you doing everything for a man and he still cheats, you need to go back and you need to check that file. Because what you might not be doing is everything you think and give yourself credit for doing. It ain't good enough to be fine. It just ain't good enough to be, good in bed. You can't just be good at one thing if you want a man to. It's 7 billion people in the world. Half of those are women. 3.5 billion women in the world. If you want this man to only see you, only want you, only be with you, only communicate with you, then you're going to have to put in a lot. And it ain't just going to be enough for him to fucking be with you. Just like you might have a sense of loyalty to a man, but if a man ain't going out and doing what man shit and what man is supposed to do, you go out, you get work husbands like y'all do, and you go get that motherfucker on the job who say you look nice when your husband ain't complimenting you when you done lost a few pounds or you did your hair different, or when you don't come and take her out for lunch and the predator on the job is willing to come and take her out for lunch. At the end of the day, we got to accept our losses and we got to accept our flaws and accept where we went wrong. Why aren't women willing to? I need to live in a society where women are socialized to take responsibility for their actions and their inactions. They take responsibility for their failures and things that they excel at. Take responsibility for it all. It's like we talk. Me and you have talked. When we say that a single mother can say, when the child does good, oh, great, I raised a good child. But when the child turns fucked up, you want to turn around and say, man, that child is like that because his daddy wasn't around. You can't have it both ways. You can't be responsible for the success, but don't want the responsibility for a failure. And a lot of women out here who might be listening to us don't want to take responsibility for their relationships going bad, for their marriages going bad. They don't want to act. They want to act like they didn't contribute nothing. They want to forget everything. I don't remember that. They want to forget everything. No, that's bullshit. You was there too. Now, I'm not saying in every situation a woman has responsibility, but let's not act like in every situation the woman has none. Yeah, you do.
Right. I'm not disagreeing with you on that. I'm just saying this goes on both parts. A man should be able to talk to his woman saying, that's what I'm missing. And if I don't get this, there's a possibility that this is going to happen. They just need to have mature conversations. That's all I'm saying. And it goes on both sides. You're hammering women on being responsible and accountable and blaming them for their man cheating. And all I'm saying is communicate. If you're missing something, mister, communicate it with your lady. Because obviously she thinks she's giving you the world and she's not. That's all I'm saying.
If you think you sucking your man's dick like he's
we gotta move on to the second question.
You got too much teeth and you always bitching about your mouth get tired fast and he got to go down on you for 30 to 45 minutes to make you come. You need to accept that. You can't turn around and say, well, I ain't gonna suck your dick no more. How does that fix the problem? Or you know that shit happened. I ain't sucking his dick. None of my motherfucker told me that I don't know what I'm doing. No, bitch, pick up a book. If you don't want nobody else sucking his dick, then you're going to have to learn how he like it.
Hey, look, I did a podcast.
You're going to have to be able to have him tell you that shit is not good. Babe, this potato salad is funky than the motherfucker. It is nasty as shit. Hey, look, okay. I ain't saying stop making potato salad. I'm saying learn how to go make the potato salad like he like it. Learn how to accept that you're not fucking perfect in your relationship, because sometimes, and this is gonna go into another question. Some women are handicapped by their pussy. They feel like, Maury, you're laughing, but you hear me out. Some women feel like all they got to bring to the table is a cute shape, a beat face, and some pussy. And that should make a man want to be faithful. And again, ladies, is 3.5 billion of you motherfuckers on the planet. A lot of them got beat faces. A lot of them got nice shapes. And a lot of them got motherfucking pussies. All of them do. Really. Some of them got pussies and dicks. But we're not talking about that. All right. So what is separating you from everybody else?
And you know we got more questions.
Yeah, we got more questions.
Yeah, we got more questions. We got to move on.
The next questions, because the girl that asked the question, she a little slow, and she know how to type that shit right. So the next question was, what happens when a guy disappears for the whole weekend? What does that mean? Maury, you go ahead and give your answer.
Here, I got to make some assumptions here. I'm assuming that you're just dating. You just met a guy, and you're just in a dating stage. There's no talk of exclusivity or monogamy or commitment or anything like that, because there's no guy that disappeared for a weekend who tells his lady, I'm committed to you. So I got to make some assumptions in this question. So to answer the question with my assumptions is, 1, he's not into you. For 2, you're obviously a side piece, if not one of many side pieces. Number 3, he's not into you. Did I say that first?
Yeah.
And he may even be married for real. But what if this man disappears on you? He don't want anything to do with you. You're convenient to him. Whenever he's around and he needs you, he'll call you. Otherwise, he's occupied. So for him to go away for the weekend and you know nothing, you're just sitting around like, where's Bob? Yeah, you mean nothing to him. And you, young lady, value yourself a little more. Establish some boundaries in which you will and won't accept, and act upon those in your next relationship. Whether it's you meet a guy, you're dating a guy, or you're in a monogamous exclusive relationship. This is the type of question that if they were on my couch, it would be hard for me not to laugh, because you can't be that naive or that silly to think that this is a real legit question. Like, what does it mean when a guy disappears for a weekend? He's with his babe. You're the side piece. To me, a woman that says that, it has to be obvious to them like that. Like, to ask that question is like, I'm gonna try to think of a good analogy. It's like, I can't even think of a good analogy. You have to be totally oblivious to life relationships to ask a question like that. TJ?
You done?
Yeah, this is a tough question because it's so simple, but yet hard to not, because I'm not disrespectful and I'm a coach at heart and I want to help her. But this type of question just challenges me because the self-esteem, the value she has for herself are non-existent if she has to ask that type of question. Go ahead, bro.
You done? You done? Okay, let's read the question back because Mori gave that long, moist ass answer. So the question is, when a guy disappears for the whole weekend, what does that mean? What does that mean? Okay. I'm going to safely assume that this is your dude.
Nah, you can't. Can't.
Or at least you're under the impression this is your dude. And he's with you for the week. And then he disappears for the weekend. Here's what ain't going on.
Lord have mercy. I gotta step back on this one.
On an oil rig out in the Pacific Ocean. He is not a fucking astronaut that's going to train to go to Mars. He could possibly be serving out a weekend sentence for a traffic ticket that he got. This is about the dumbest shit in the fucking world. Listen, girl, it's real simple. He gotta go see them hoes. The woman that he wanna fuck with is too busy during the week and her kids is home. So he gotta wait to go lay up and lay pipe on the weekend when the kids is with the baby daddy or with their grandma. If you so goddamn stupid, what do you mean? What does it mean? You call him all fucking weekend and he don't answer. What do you think it means? See, Mori want to give you that life coach shit. No, that's what the fuck you want. You want somebody to tell you that you're not stupid, but you are stupid as shit. I'm going to talk to you like I would talk to my little sister and the girls in my family. If a motherfucker you giving up pussy and mouth to 5 days a week, and on Friday, his motherfucking calls, your calls to him go straight to voicemail, he don't want to be bothered with your monkey ass. So what you supposed to do is one of a couple of things. The first being, don't fucking call because the weekend ain't yours. Haven't you, sir, heard that song by SZA? He's hers for the weekend, bitch. The second thing you need to do is accept the fact that your pussy is only desirable Monday through Friday. It's not good for them long marathon sex on the weekend. During the weekday, he can lay up, but he save up all that energy and nut juice for the bitch he fucking on the weekend. You can also pack his shit so when he come back on Sunday night, his shit is outside. But what the fuck you ain't about to do in 2018 is act like you don't know what the fuck is going on when he disappears for a weekend. He fucking another bitch. It's really that fucking simple. You want to, what he's doing on the weekend when he not answering your calls? He avoiding you, bitch. He can't be fucking with you and answering your goddamn 100 questions while he going down on the bitch. He can't do that. So don't ask no dumbass fucking question like that. What if he's on? Okay, the next question is, what if he's on the DL? Okay, questioner. You can't just be throwing out random shit because you got to get it to us in context. If he's on the DL, then he is heterosexual Monday through Friday, and he's a flaming homosexual on the weekend. That means that you have to wash his dick off a little extra when he come home Sunday. This is the shit. This is what I'm saying. Some shit is common sense, but we all know common sense ain't common. And Maury, this goes back to what I say. I fault you on all the advice you give it because you are talking to these fucking adult women like adolescents. These women got common sense. They just not fucking using it. What happens is for the weekend. He fucking somebody else. What you mean? What it mean? He ain't with you. He going to the bitch he like. You just the bitch he got to stay with because when he got parole, he gave the parole.
What the hell are you talking?
He had to tell him this one will be staying, and then on the weekend he go to that bitch who can only tolerate him for the weekend. He come back to you because he's still on paper, but baby, when he get on his feet, he gonna leave your motherfucking ass.
With the whole baby boy shit. Hey, look. Again, it's very simple. We practically said the same thing here. We practically said the same thing. You just said it a little more ratchet than I did. Because my whole thing, you're very direct and you want to talk to adults. I'm a coach. I get people from point A to their ultimate goal. Just what I do with my coach, my boys in football. I don't have to look at the background and how you grew up or where your talent is. I look at your talent now and your value that you have with yourself now and where you want to be in your relationship future. And I set a game plan for that. For this woman, she needs to identify where she is on the totem pole and realize she's practically not even on the goddamn totem pole. So there's a difference between what I say and what you say.
And to be perfectly honest with you, questioner, and I hate to say this because this sounds all fucked up. Maybe you're not a 7-day-a-week woman. See, this is what happens. We like to overvalue our property. This is not a seller's market, ladies. It's a buyer's market. And just like it's a buyer's market in real estate, it's a buyer's market in relationships. It's a buyer's market on the men's side and on the women's side. It ain't a seller's market. It's a buyer's market. You might think you a 7-day-a-week woman. You might think because of how you feel about yourself that you should be entitled to certain shit. But if a man is getting his ass up and leaving on the weekend, you are entitled to what you allow him to do. If you allow him to come back home after disappearing on the weekend, then you don't get to complain about it. You don't get to ask questions. You don't get to bitch about it. You just get to motherfucking either accept that's what he's doing or know what your value is and put it into that shit. But if you're going to continue to allow it, my mother used to always tell me, and I say this to my daughter. I heard my oldest daughter repeat it one time. My mother said, motherfucker only does what you allow them to do to you. And as long as you allowing him to walk out that house on Friday and not answer your text messages and not answer your phone calls and have no interaction with you Friday, Saturday, and then he rolls back up Sunday and you allow it. I'm not saying badger him. Fuck badgering him. You either let that man go out and cheat in peace or you put a stop to the fucking relationship because you can't have both. You can't allow him to go out and cheat and then come back and try to make it function within the relationship. You either have to accept that's what he's doing or you have to put a fucking stop to it. And putting a stop to it means they're cutting it off. But because some of you bitches don't like yourself enough to spend any extended amount of time by yourself outside of a relationship, you put up with anything just to say you got a man. Am I lying, Maury?
No, that is absolutely true because women do not value themselves that much. They'll accept some bullshit before they accept the truth.
So now that we've answered that for you, I hope that we've cleared that up. You're not a 7-day-a-week woman. You're a 5-day-a-week woman. If you're not gonna let that man cheat in peace, then stop him from coming to your crib. Stop bitching and complaining about some shit you're not gonna make him stop doing. And you can't make a man stop doing some shit because you bitching and complaining about it. Either you're gonna cut his motherfucking ass off or let him come in there on fucking Sunday and you just make sure that the next time you fuck him, he washes dick real good. Make sure y'all test it frequently or you make him use a condom. But what you ain't about to do is sit and act like you don't know what the fuck is going on when he missing on the weekend. That's what you're not going to do.
It's like that movie. It's like that movie Fences. You know, he liked the girl. He going over there. He going to have the baby. What's she going to do? Right. You're going to accept it. Either going to accept it or you're going to leave.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here's another question, Maury, and this one is going to be a little fun.
Go ahead.
What is the number one thing that annoys men in a relationship?
The number one thing that annoys men is the number one thing
that annoys. Let's look at the listen to the damn question in context. What's the number one thing that annoys men in relationships? This from my girl Gina. I'm answering your question, Gina. You ain't gonna like my answer, so listen to Maury.
This is key. This is key because women have a bad habit of this. And I'm going to say, listen to the words I use, Donnell. I'm going to say all women are guilty of this. You hear me? All women, not most, not the majority. All women are guilty of this, and they need to get better at this. And that is shutting the fuck up. That's the number one thing that annoys men, whether it's nonstop nagging or you have to comment or correct everything a man says. Even if he's talking to somebody else, you got to chime in and say, well, no, that happened on Tuesday, not Monday, babe. Was it that serious? You got to learn to shut the fuck up. And it's a process to that. Where women right now, they blurt out anything they want. They say whatever they want. Now, I'm independent. I can say what I want to say. And they say it. That's a problem because men don't receive it like that. Second, the second layer to that process is when women acknowledge that shutting the fuck up is advantageous to them. Like when I learn to shut the fuck up, I get this in return. They have to learn that. Once they accept that, they go from consciously saying shutting the fuck up to they think it's like they think they could say something, but they don't. And they actually say things like that. They're like, you know what, babe? I could say something, but I'm not going to because I learned to shut the fuck up. That right there is not shutting the fuck up because you still had to say something. They still said, like, I can say something right now, but I'm not. That's not shutting the fuck up. Then the next stage to that process is you consciously know you should shut the fuck up, and then you shut the fuck up. They said, you say, I could say something. This is what they're saying to themselves. I could say something, but I'm not even gonna open my mouth. They're learning. And then the fourth stage and the final stage to completely, the number one thing that annoys a man and obliviating it, your man will never be annoyed again, is when you unconsciously, I call it unconscious consciousness, when you unconsciously know when to shut the fuck up, when you just don't even think about saying anything, because you've now learned to pick your battles. So to answer the young lady's question, the number one thing that annoys a man is when you cannot shut the fuck up, and then you have to learn this 4 stages of shutting the fuck up. Once you reach that unconscious consciousness stage, you'll win in your relationship. Go.
Well, that was good. I like your answer, but that's not that's not my answer. Let me read the question again. What is the number one thing that annoys men in relationships? The answer to that is your motherfucking ass.
That's too broad. You can't say something like that. That's too broad.
I'm gonna bring it home. Just give me a second. The number one thing that annoys men, you. And in saying that, there is a lot about you that probably annoys him. But the common fucking denominator is you. So now there has to be a process of elimination. If I talk too much, I shouldn't talk as much. If I talk at the wrong time, I should pick and choose my battles. If I can't cook, I need to learn to. If I don't clean, I should start. If I don't give him support, I should work on that. If he has an issue, I shouldn't always feel like I got to be the person to correct him. It is no one thing that annoys men more than anything else. It's just you. Fucking you. So we're both in relationships, hopefully, healthy. But the fact of the matter is that until you try to figure out what you're doing wrong, everything about you is start after a man gets some pussy from you. You start to annoy him. You start to annoy him because now he has to realize what he has to put up with in order to continue to beat your love gutter up. So, in doing that and in saying that, there's no one thing that annoys us. Yes, y'all sometimes, and particularly, and this is really a cultural thing, and that's what you have to be able to distinguish more. Is it's a cultural thing because Asian men don't have the same complaint that say a black or a Latino man has, as far as women being talkative, women not knowing when to shut up.
Shit.
Wait a minute, or a Jewish man doesn't have to deal with the same thing that maybe a Native American man has to deal with as far as a woman. It is cultural. So to say it's just not knowing when to shut the fuck up. Yeah, you could say that, but in certain societies, women are groomed to be seen and not heard. So I won't necessarily. I would say that in certain demographics and in certain communities, yeah, women through empowerment have made some women feel like, because I'm equal, I don't have a place and I don't have a responsibility as a woman in a relationship, which we're always told we have a responsibility. But then some women don't feel like, I don't have to be quiet. I don't have to shut up. I shouldn't have to shut up. I should be able to say what I want. And when you don't understand the dynamics and you don't understand the roles and the psychology of men, then you don't understand that your constant talking and your constant nagging, how that destroys a man's peace of mind. So I'm not going to just narrow it down to talking. I'm just going to say, is it you? That's what annoys a man. It's you. Now you have to be able to decipher what is it about you that annoys a man. It's the same thing. What's the number one thing that annoys women about men? Us. It could be because we lie when we don't have to lie. It could be because we always testing the waters to see if, because we have midlife crisis and we want to see if another woman still wants something, we still got it. It could be our laziness and our sloughness around the house because we might not be the cleanliest person or the neatest
But
person.
the question asked, what's the number one thing, TJ? Number one thing
is you. The number one thing is you, because what annoys the man, what annoys you about your woman the most might not be the same that annoys me about my woman the most. It might not be the same. It might not. I don't think men are so monolithic that we all have the same issues that bothers us. I just feel like a simplified answer. If you want a simplified answer, you just want to put your thumb on something, then say, yeah.
All right, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this question then. When you're in a relationship, is there something any more annoying than her constantly asking you questions, constantly interrupting you, constantly having to something to retort or debate? Is there anything more annoying than that?
I don't have those issues in my relationship, to be honest with you.
You don't have the shut the fuck up issue?
I will smack the shit out of my woman. No, I'm just saying that shit because she in the kitchen.
I know, nigga.
No, I don't have those. No,
yeah,
I don't have
more annoying
my relationship. See, I got to be very, very guarded. I'm like, fuck that. She in the kitchen. She come down here being nosy. Fuck it. She gonna eat what she is. I don't. Yes, you are. I don't have to worry about those things. Those aren't the things that annoy me. The things that annoy me about my girl is when I give her shit, she don't take care of it. Like, example, I gave her a pair of motherfucking Beats headphones, right? The $200 joints, the earbuds, right? The wireless one. I gave them to her. I went and moved on. I got some wired headphones. I go to use hers to go get them to use them to go to the gym the other day. She lied to my face and say she didn't wash these motherfuckers in the washing machine. That shit is do you know how many motherfucking Bluetooths this motherfucker didn't bought for me? She don't take care of shit that I give her. Shit that I buy her, she's a careless motherfucker. Look, it's because my girl could be absent-minded at that time. We went to King's Dominion one time. And this motherfucker, we ride in her car. And she got on some jeans, and the pockets in the jeans is this motherfucking deep. So we go to this water ride after getting off this roller coaster, and lo and behold, she's like, "You got my key?" "No, I ain't got your motherfucking key." "I ain't got my key. You got my key." I'm turning my. She done lost the motherfucking keys. Now, mind you, we're in Kings Dominion in her car. I don't have her spare key. So I'm thinking we're gonna have to get somebody to drive all the way an hour and a half, 2 hours to pick us up, to drive us all the way back to my house, to get her spare key, to drive us all, for me to drive all the way back to Kings Dominion, for her to unlock her car and go home. Fortunately, we found the keys, but it's little shit like that. And that's what I'm saying. It's not monolithic. I don't have that issue. I don't have that issue. Now, in the past, I can tell you, I mean, I've had to go back and forth with motherfuckers. And it's not healthy. You know, I love a healthy debate, but in my house, I don't want to debate you in the place where I live and I rest my head. I don't, you know, and I get it. Okay, I'm going to concede to a degree, because it plays into the part of whether a man has peace of mind or not. If a man ain't got no peace of mind, ladies, you really pushing him in another direction.
Yeah, and you better notice that quick.
The next question. Let me see the next question.
Any other questions?
Yeah, it's another question. It says, do men realize that just like the woman gets on their nerves, more than likely they get on her nerves too, and she probably has a side piece also? See, here you go. This is not about what the fuck is going on with y'all. Stop trying to flip shit all the time. See, our buddy Boots, Calvin, we ain't got no names. Shout out to him. He had a show tonight, and his show was the subject matter of his show was, "Are black men under the attack, and is most of it friendly fire?" And I sat and I watched his show. And what I saw was the tit for tat bullshit. Instead of using a forum like this as an opportunity to learn something about men, yeah, Mori is being serious. I'm being more vulgar and playful, but my answers are 100% serious. Instead of using that as an opportunity to learn more about men, you got too many women want to tell men why we do what we do, why we think what we think, why we go where we go, and then always trying to take a situation and flip it. The same reason I do some shit is not going to be the same reason you do some shit. And the same reason you do some shit is not going to be the same reason I do some shit. So why y'all always talking about, but men do it, but y'all think it's a certain way, but we got that way too? This ain't a fucking about y'all. So until you get a motherfucking forum or a post or a tweet or Instagram, until you have that forum where you can control the dialogue and say, this is what you want to talk about, why don't you use the situation as an opportunity to learn? Because the last time I heard, I learned from what I see. I can learn from what I smell. I can learn from what I hear. I can learn from what I taste. I can learn from what I touch. One thing you ain't gonna motherfucking learn shit from is constantly running your motherfucking mouth. So learn how to shut it. That goes back to Mori answer. Learn when to shut the fuck up.
See? Told you. There we have it. Number one thing that annoys men.
Well, we got to take a break right now. And because we come to a close, I gotta shout out some of my sponsors. Our sponsors, you know, we had sponsors on the show who we got to give shout outs to. I want to give a shout out to Extra Strength Massengale Douche. For all the women out there who pussy is on 10, who have a corrosive discharge that cannot be corrected with soap and water. This is Massengale 2000 with extra antibiotic.
You know what's funny about that? You know what's funny about that? I got a question that says, how do you tell your man or your lady that they have a hygiene problem?
That's the question?
Yeah.
That's an interesting question.
Yeah.
Do I answer first, or do you want to answer first? I know I'm gonna answer first.
You go ahead, because I come from the sincere, respectful approach. Your ass gonna say, "Bitch, you stink."
Here's the thing. Let's just say this. When I go out and I'm out all day, or I work out, I've been in the sun, I've been driving in the car and I got leather seats. I know when my balls stink. I know when the all day is on my ass. So what you not about to do is tell me that you don't know the same. I think it's really disrespectful for people to pretend that because, and I'm just speaking from a male perspective, because I don't fuck with dudes, but I think it's kind of disrespectful from a male perspective to offer up your pussy to a man and you know your ass ain't fresh. But because you think you got some pussy, which we're going to talk about that in a second, because you think you got a pussy, you are handicapped in believing that nothing is wrong with you. I got some pussy, he want it. No, your pussy stink. You know your pussy stink. You're not oblivious to it. Most women, when they take their goddamn drawers off, they either looking at the motherfucking panty liner placing it or they smell it, but they know they funky. So why is it you think another motherfucker want to put his mouth down there when you know your shit is tart? So how do I tell a person that they shit stink? When a woman pussy stink, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be like, you need to go wash. Or she just not, I'm not doing nothing. But you's a funky motherfucker. It also depends on, like, if my girl was stinking, which she gets on my fucking nerve because this motherfucker is like takes like 3-4 showers a day. But if I'm messing with somebody and they got body odor, you only get to motherfucker subject me to your funky pussy one time. And I'm gonna tell you that your pussy stink. I'm gonna be like, hey, you need to work on that. Cause see, I'm at an age right now where, I be trying to tell this to my ex-wife. She don't believe me. But my ability to lie is very, very handicapped. I'm not good at it. So why do it? Plus my memory bad because I smoke a lot of weed and I don't remember a lot of shit that I say. So I feel like I just be honest as possible and I let you deal with the aftermath of what the fuck I just said out my mouth. But if your pussy stink, I'm just gonna flat out tell you. It's no nice way around it. And women, if you are dealing with a man and you could get ready to give him some head or you get ready to give and his motherfucking private area stink, look, player, you got something going on down there. And if you ever think I'm gonna put my mouth on you smelling like that, that's not gonna happen. And leave it at that. It's not that complicated. Maury, is yours. Go ahead.
Mine is simple because it's all about how you communicate. And I'm all about effective communication. And the way I kind of complain about something is, and this is what I advise people to do, both men and women, is, compliment to complain. If it's a serious issue, no matter what it is, in this case, it's the hygiene thing, you can compliment in some way other ways. Like, I love your head. I think you're beautiful. But there's something going on where it's not as fresh. So therefore, she can receive what you're saying in a certain way. And it's respectful, it's sincere, you mean it. She can take it in a serious way and do something about it. She takes action. Because, as a coach, I want people to take action and not just tell them about themselves. So move from her personal hygiene, so where she hears me compliment her and explain to her what the issue is, she can now take action on it. You can use that too, by the way, buddy.
Whatever.
Again, that's the coach. That's the relationship coach in me, man. That's how I do things, man. That's why people come to me, bro.
Here's I think is the last question because we've been on for about an hour and a half.
Yeah, we gotta wrap it up. I gotta check on the kid.
I have to wrap it up, ladies. Y'all didn't give us the questions that we needed. But we're gonna work on this. This is gonna be our Monday night thing. I'm gonna go ahead, tolerate his ass as long as I can stomach it. Here's the last question. It's the question I asked. I was asked earlier. I think it was kind of dumb. It wasn't in context, so I'm gonna try to put it in context for her. Um, how to tell if your man is on the DL?
Oh wow.
How to tell if your man is on the DL? Ladies, let me do this because Maury is probably gonna jump off because he got to go. Put the Paul Mall of the Noxzema on his face and shit like that. And
Hey, fuck you,
I
man.
might allow one of you all, if anybody is brave enough to come on, ladies, no ladies. I mean, because you all are invited to come into the video, and we could have made it a whole lot more interesting. But I don't think any women are brave enough to answer those questions because number one, they're not gonna like the answers that we give, and then they're not gonna shut the fuck up in the process and listen. So, she has another question. We're gonna answer that one, but let's answer this one first. How to tell your man is on the DL? Maury, go.
Shit, I have no goddamn idea. No, seriously, if a masculine man is on the DL, like I have no idea because it doesn't necessarily mean he's on a DL. He could be just cheating with some random broad. So I be honest with you, I have no idea how to tell you if your man is on the DL unless he wants to do some anal type shit with you in the bed. That's the only thing I could come up with. If all of a sudden he's going to say, "Ooh, put your finger there. Ooh, put your tongue there. Put your fist there. Use this toy here," and it's what homosexual men do. That's the only way I can tell, bro.
Well, it's real simple for me. Ladies, get your pen and your pads out. I'm gonna give you a real simple way of finding out if your man is on the DL. If during the act of oral copulation, you take your middle finger, dry, no spit, don't put it in your mouth, just dry. If your middle finger touch his butthole like you trying to go in it, and he don't punch you in your motherfucking skull, he might be fucking with dudes. The more violent he is in his response to you trying to jab your dry finger in his asshole, the less likely he is to be fucking with men. Now, if he lifts his ass off the bed and or reaches under and spread his butt cheeks a little bit wider so you can get in there, if you stick your finger on his asshole and you notice that he has shaved around that area and there's no motherfucking stubble, you might be dealing with a man who's motherfucking on the down low. I just want to give you some ideas. Now, this is a very dangerous technique because, again, he might punch you in your motherfucking skull from where you sitting at. If he punch you in your skull and call you a bitch, not only is it assault, but you just found out your man is not on the DL. But if he lift his ass off the bed, or if he tell you to spit on it, get your ass up and go to fuck home. That's all I
got. We out, man. Until next week.
One more question. We got one more question. One more question. She said, and it's fucked up, and I just told her she need to proofread her shit before she hits send. How do you tell your man he's not pleasing you without hurting his feelings?
Again, that's a easy one because that's in the book, and it's the way to complain, way to let your partner know how you feel, and that's to give him something, give him a compliment, give him something where he's going to receive it. If a woman comes to you and says, babe, you know I love you. I think you're the best. I think you're a great father. I love the way you push me and have been headboard at times. However, this is a problem. He has no other choice but to receive that. She has, even if it's a woman, she has no choice but to receive that in a sincere way. And then based on that, how it's delivered, she can now, or he can now take action. There's no animosity. There's no anger. Nobody's upset. Only thing that happened was proper, effective communication. You hate the real stuff.
I was wondering if you said something. I was, ladies, listen here. Here comes some hard truth. Sometimes you bitches is just too nasty. Sometimes it's not because a man's dick is too small. It's because your pussy blown completely the fuck out where the walls don't touch. You got drug mule pussy. It's so big. I always hear women talking about, oh man, his dick was too small. His dick was too small. He didn't know how to eat pussy. First of all, I had a conversation with somebody yesterday. Maybe the reason a man finds it difficult to make you come from oral sex is because you use your bullet too much. You use your sex toys too much. You completely desensitize yourself to human interaction.
That's a real thing.
Virtually impossible to fucking satisfy you. And we know women can have a whole suitcase of bullshit. That's why it really tripped me out how women were so motherfucking sensitive about these sex dolls. Because I'm like, you motherfuckers have had sex toys for ages. We finally get a motherfucking toy that can replace y'all, and y'all in y'all motherfucking feelings. But that's not what the subject matter is. How do you tell a man that he's not satisfying you in bed? Tell him. See, I come from the motherfucking school. If you beat around the bush long enough, you'll be standing there beating around the bush. You won't get your point across. Fuck effective communication. How about just fucking honesty? I'm an adult. I can handle honesty. Honesty allows me a choice. And then as it relates to this question, it allows me to say if I want to engage you in what you're talking about or if I want to go about my own business. And if I got pride and I want to please you and I care about your satisfaction, then I'm not going to take that as a slight.
Right.
But make sure your pussy is normal before you talk about a motherfucker ain't satisfying you. And the person that asked the question, she sells sex toys. Now, what that tell you? You done fuck your pussy up so much that anything that don't require battery or a fucking wall socket ain't gonna do shit for you. It is not his fault you're not satisfied. You destroyed your ability to be pleased by someone else. That's just on you. But if you want to tell somebody, just be fucking, learn how to be fucking honest. I mean, if you don't know how, if you giving me head and the shit is hurting, I'm not gonna sit and motherfucker keep saying nothing. I'm going to motherfucker tell you, look, you using too much teeth. You too fucking aggressive. You need to slow down. Why don't you make love to it instead of acting like it's a fucking polar sausage that you're trying to goddamn eat at a hot dog eating contest? But if you go motherfucker sit around, you want to beat around the bush and worry about somebody's feelings, okay, then you worry about somebody else's feelings. You're the one that's not being satisfied. That's on you. It's perfectly fine with me. Because I bet you he getting his nut off. How about it? So that's all we got time for today. Mori fucked up my sponsors. I'm gonna have to get some more sponsors next week because we can get the motherfucker go through all of them. We will be back next Monday, ladies. You all are gonna be able to watch this on replay if you're just coming in. And shout out to my ex-wife who's listening. I wanted to get some more detailed questions, but you motherfuckers weren't answering me shit. And you know, I could have used this as a personal venting session. I didn't.
We gotta have him on. We gotta have him on the show.
We're gonna have to what our exes?
Oh, not my ex. No, you cool.
No, we ain't having my ex.
Oh,
you got your motherfucking mind. Shit, no, no, I won't be doing that. We will be back Monday at 10 o'clock more.
Yeah, that seems like a good time. We're gonna get some people out on 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock.
We're gonna bring some people on. We're gonna have some subject we're gonna discuss. I guess it's gonna do with relationships because that's your forte. You don't know much about shit else, especially sports. So
really?
I saw a bus. I thought it would be a good idea to throw you under.
Bad.
Yeah, we'll be back Monday at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Get your questions ready. If you want to be a guest on the show, you either hit Mori in the inbox, hit me in the inbox. 9 times out of 10, come Monday next week at 10 o'clock. We're not going to start on time because I keep forgetting how the motherfucker get this shit working. And Mori has motherfucking
Nah, I'm straight now. I'm straight. You said use Google Chrome. I'm good to go.
I'm good to go. We computer and shit.
We got to be punctual. We got to be
motherfucking Windows 98 on that motherfucker.
I did that one time.
Monday, and then we'll answer your questions. Have some decent questions, not these old common sense goofball ass questions. Let's get something more complex. Make our brains work. Stop giving us. I'm be perfectly honest, and this is no slight to anybody that's listening, but it is a slight to you all that's going to ask questions. Stop being stupid and asking us common sense shit. Okay. Motherfucker, what if my man disappeared for the whole weekend and I don't hear from him? Bitch, that's common sense. And I'm saying you stupid for even asking that question. You dumb than a motherfucker. If you have to have me tell you what that means, so I'm sorry. But give us some questions with some complexity and to test our brains instead of just having us sitting here and Mori insulting you in a nice way and me insulting you in a nice, not so nice way. This is my boy Mo. This is TJ. We signed the fuck off because I need to go wash my balls because I just came from the gym. I can't go take my musty balls to bed. And Maury is gonna go put on some Ambi. And we will see y'all next Monday.